We're now moving into the Fenland. Literally, no places to stop and get water. We go through one settlement, but only very briefly.
A little bit scared because my feet don't feel like we just settled after they're walking.
We've come a long, long way together, through the hard times and the good. I have to celebrate you, baby. I have to praise you like I should.
We're Harry, George and Elliot, and for the past 2 days we've been walking our local River Nen all the way from our homes to the east coast of England. Day 2 was our hardest day yet, 50 kilometres of non-stop walking. And then day 3, you join us at another 6 AM sunrise just leaving Peterborough city centre for another 46 kilometre journey across the Fenlands all the way to Wisbech. So, without further ado, please enjoy our third and final instalment of Journey to the Lighthouse. Good morning everybody. So today's stretch of the river is basically as long as yesterday's, but except it feels quite different being out here. That's because now we're leaving Peterborough. Peterborough's behind us now. The river, well, the landscape changes. It becomes flatter and it opens up into the Fenlands. The thing is, when you're out in the fens, a lot of it does look the same. Just endless open fields with the river winding endlessly to the wash. So instead of talking what's in front of us today I thought we'll take a different journey. Today we'll go back in time. So over the course of today we're going to every few miles start in the past and then make our way through, you know, the history of the River Nen as a whole until we get to our very exciting accommodation in Wisbech, which
Absolutely.
you gotta stay tuned to what we've got booked because it's not a travel lodge this time, it's something a lot better.
So we want to go back, right back to the start and understand how the Nen was formed. About 12,000 years ago, this entire landscape was formed by the end of the last ice age. As the ice age melted, huge volumes of water carved out the shape of rivers and valleys in eastern England, creating marshlands and peats and all sorts. It's one of those floating!
Oh my gosh.
Right, I'm gonna try and hit it.
That was so close. Where is it? Oh, did you sink it? You might have sunk it.
Oh, they're all tyres there.
Oh my god, they are. So behind me here, right here, is the tidal lock for the River Nen. So from now on, as we walk down the river, we're going to be experiencing tides on the river. So really, if we went and tasted the water, it should be a bit salty.
Let's not do that.
It's probably a smart idea. This is private land, so we can't unfortunately walk along this because that would have been amazing. We got to deviate. That is insane. That is the fence.
What I desire is man's red fire to make my dream come true. Now an ape like me can learn to be like someone like. Sing some jazz for them.
Apologies for the amount of wind, but basically, back to the history of the Fenlands, when all the meltwater from the Ice Age retreated, the soil was very fertile here. It was actually one of the most fertile in Britain. So when people settled from like, the Neolithic and the Bronze Ages, they settled around like the marshes and that, and built farms, built cities on the higher grounds. Archaeologists now today have found like these ancient like villages and that found around this area where they used to exploit the land because of its fertility. As you can see, my bag just broke, just literally under impact. Luckily, we've got another bag that's been dropped off at the place we're staying tonight, so I won't have it for tomorrow, but the thing is I need to get there, and we're just over halfway, haven't we? So we'll hope that just bandaging it and sticking it all up will stop it from breaking. Right, well, we're back on the move, all nice and bandaged up. There you go, the bandage did come in handy then in the end. It's holding up pretty well. It's actually pulling up some weight on this shoulder, to be honest. It's not exactly even, but it's fine. I feel like I can do it for the rest of the day. I can have it like this for the rest of the day, and then we're gonna. I'm lucky enough to have a backup backpack, the BB backup backpack waiting for us in this beach, so I can take them to the lighthouse. But yeah. There we are, boys. Back reunited with our favourite river. Support crew are here, fixing us up, fixing me up with a spare bag, or a temporary spare bag. Literally put it underneath. Why did I do that? I wasn't thinking, I was too distracted.
It is raining and pouring, and the old man is snoring. And my feet hurt, and I can't feel my toes. Elliot looks diabolical.
By the Middle Ages, the Fens became one of the most valuable lands in the UK, with like grazing cattle on the floodplains to building lots of like mills down the Nen. So towns like Peterborough grew rich from all the trade, and the river was the heart of it all.
Peterborough grew because of the River Nen. It made trade possible, brought people here, and connected the area to the rest of the country. But the story doesn't start with the city we see today. This landscape has been used, changed, and shaped for thousands of years, and a lot of that history is still here. To understand how the river influenced cities like Peterborough, we need to step back and have a look at the land itself and what was there before. During day one of our expedition, we walked past a place called Chester House, a huge archaeological site that contains this history. That's why, a few months prior, we met up with Ben to talk a little bit more about the history of our landscape.
I am Ben Donnelly-Symes, and I'm the archaeological curator at the Northamptonshire Archaeological Resource Centre. So, Chester House is a heritage attraction in Northamptonshire. So, on site we have the Roman town of Irchester, but we have, our tagline is 10,000 years of history, because we have 10,000 years of human activity on the site. That's not saying occupation where people actually were living on the site, but we've had kind of people living on and off on the site for around about 10,000 years. And we also have the Northamptonshire Archaeological Resource Centre, which is where we are now, which is the county archaeological store. So we store around about 25,000 boxes of archaeological objects from across the county. So we basically have anything that's from an archaeological excavation. So we have everything from pottery. So the room we're in at the moment is the bulk find room. So bulk finds are things like pottery, animal bone, building material, so like brick and tile, stone. And so behind you guys there is stone on the bottom shelf of every shelf. Yeah, so that makes up 95, if not more, % of the archaeological material that we find. But we also have what we call our small finds, which are kind of the significant objects, usually metal objects. So coins, brooches, all the shiny stuff, and often lots of iron nails as well. And they're kept in a separate store, mainly because of the environmental conditions, because metal objects, particularly iron, need to be kept really, really dry.
Yeah.
So they're all kept in a different store. We also have skeletal remains. So we have around about 2,100 individuals in the store, so human skeletons, most of which are from the medieval and the Roman period, though our earliest burial that we have is around about 6,000 years ago. And that's a cremation burial from Northampton. And then, yeah, we have our documentary archives as well. So these aren't like a record office's archives, where, you know, they're like historic maps or things like that. These are the archives that are associated with the excavations that have taken place. So we have archives and objects from around about 4,000 plus different excavations that have taken place in Northamptonshire, and then we have all the documentation that goes along with that, because archaeology is a destructive process. So the reason why we are doing it is usually because whatever's there is going to be destroyed, or through like building houses or something like that. But often it's also just to investigate. But we have to be mindful of that. So you only ever get one chance to dig an archaeological site. So we make sure that we record stuff to like the nth degree. So we have all of those documentary archives. So yeah, in terms of what our kind of highlights are, we have lots and lots of Roman stuff, particularly the Nen Valley where you guys are going to be walking.
Yeah.
There's pretty much not a field you're going to walk past that doesn't have something Roman in it. There is stuff everywhere, Roman and Iron Age farmsteads galore. So yeah, you're going to walk past 3, possibly 4, because I can't remember exactly how close one of them is to a river, Roman towns. You're going to walk past at least 8 to 10 Roman villas, loads of farmsteads. You are walking across a very historic landscape.
That's really cool.
Yeah, so there's going to be a lot of, we have those archives, so like those ones there, they're from High and Ferrers, which you're going to walk past. Those ones there's these mosaics, they're all from Stannick.
Lakes, yeah.
You've got stuff from Wellingborough there, the stuff from Elsbarton where you're starting. We've got, you're going to walk past Titchmarsh, where's a Roman town.
Yeah.
You're also going to walk past at least one hill fort at Irflinborough. The reason why you get lots along the Nen Valley is it's a river valley.
Yeah.
So it's one, the river hasn't always been navigable, so you haven't always been able to sail down the river. It has at various points, but for actually a large length of its history, you've not been able to get all the way from Peterborough to Northampton on a boat. But it's a natural boundary, which is one reason why. It's also a kind of sensible point in the landscape to kind of follow along like routeways and stuff. So there is a Roman road that basically follows essentially what's the A45. It's not that, but it essentially follows that route. And down from Oundle, it kind of just follows along all the way over to Northampton. But also it's fertile land. You know, you've got a fertile river valley, so people want to live near where you can grow things. The majority of what we have, I don't know what the percentages would be, but I'd say over 50% are from the Nen Valley. So from Northampton up to, Wansford. So yeah, over half the collection. But that's the kind of the heart of Northamptonshire, isn't it? Is that kind of river is. Yeah, so we have researchers who come in to look at animals. So we've got probably about 25% of the whole collection is animal bone. So because that can tell you about diets, it can tell you about animals that are now extinct here. We've got it's there. There you go. It's there. This is a woolly rhino bone.
Oh my God.
From Wollaston. You're going to walk past actually where this is from.
This is a bone?
That's a bone, yeah, it's an ulna. Ulna, yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God.
So that bone is between about 10 and about 50,000 years old. Oh my gosh. And that was found, Summerlees? Wollaston?
You're joking.
Yeah, so you got Summerlees there, and then the field opposite is where it was found.
How light is it?
It's pretty heavy. Yeah.
Gosh,
Yeah. So that's one of the oldest objects we have in the store.
Summerlees is our
local visitor.
our debut into
Yeah.
this scene, isn't it?
So when they were doing the gravel extraction, that's when they found it. Oh, wow. Yeah.
Can you hear?
It's like something's come loose inside it. It's like the rain shakers.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the reason why it's shiny. Yeah. So it's started to fossilise, which is partly why it's so heavy. Mm-hmm. But that's an ulna. So on a human, it's one of these bones.
I see.
Yeah. So that's like 10 times the size of one of ours. But
Not far off, George.
it's pretty chunky. You wouldn't want to meet one of these things.
No, you wouldn't.
And then you've got the kind of shininess is because it's been conserved using PVA glue. But what's probably happened is this kind of tells you a bit about like how the River Nen formed, because this is this animal died further upstream towards Northampton, and then as the glaciers have melted, which then forms what is now the River Nen on the Nen Valley, this has been washed down and it's ended up in the river gravels in Wollaston, and then that's why it survived as well, because the anaerobic conditions in the river gravels allow for these kind of objects to survive.
No oxygen, isn't it?
Yeah, because that's the one thing you'll notice. We don't have much wood. We don't have much. We have very little fabric. So even though we have this river that goes through the middle of the county, we don't get much waterlogged material, because that's for organics, that's what you need to survive. You need it to be waterlogged, or the opposite, incredibly dry, which we don't get here either. So, yeah. Right, so we're on the Roman town of Irchester. So that field over there, where those trees are, and then the big trees in the background, that's the walled area of the Roman town of Irchester. And this was one of the largest Roman towns in Northamptonshire. So Towcester is slightly bigger than it, but it's the big Roman town for this part of the world. So we're standing on the suburbs of the Roman town. So that area there in the 2nd century AD, or the end of the 2nd century AD, would have had a 15-foot wall around it. And within that field, it had at least 2 Roman temples, a mansio, which is a kind of, think of it like what's fancier than a travel lodge, a holiday inn. So it's like a holiday inn of the Roman world. So it's where the messengers who were on imperial business could stay overnight and change their horses. You've also got a bathhouse, most likely, in that field.
Oh, I like Roman bathhouses.
Yeah. So we know that there's been a survey, so that hasn't all been excavated, but there's been a geophysical survey which has identified areas of burning in it. So it's given a magnetic response to say that there was areas of burning. So, but here where we are excavating, we're on the suburbs of the Roman town. So we're excavating, just really it's about 1%, kind of essentially a postage stamp on the kind of the site. It's a very small amount. The actual Roman town extends from underneath the far end of one of those warehouses you can just see in the distance, all the way over to the train line. So when you're walking, when you're doing your walk along, basically as soon as you get to the bridge, the viaduct, that's where the Roman town sort of ends. But there is evidence of Roman buildings that are now found over at Stanton Cross across the valley, and then also on the other side of the A45 over there. So it's a big settlement. That's not to say all of this was occupied at once. The Romans were here for almost 400 years, 350 years, 400 years. That's multiple generations. If you think about the Romans, that's the distance between us and Elizabeth I. So it's quite a long time that this site was occupied during the Roman period. What we've been digging here is we're digging the backyard plots, essentially, of buildings that front onto this main road that goes north-south past the town. Underneath that spoil heap there, we excavated a Roman cemetery, and we've been excavating here since about 2014. So it started as a community excavation, and then it's kind of morphed into a community excavation that we run alongside the University of Leicester. What we've had here is basically, I promise I'm not making it up, but anywhere where there is not orange is where there is archaeology. So the natural geology here is really handy. It's ironstone. And if you go to Rochester Country Park, you'll know that's where they get all of the ironstone extraction, and we've got multiple holes on our site here where in the past ironstone has been extracted. But anywhere where you've got these dark features, that is an archaeological feature, because it's cut into the natural geology that underlies where we are. So do you see here, you've got this kind of grey, so you've got really orange on one side, you've got quite orange on this side, and then you've got this kind of dark line. That's a Roman ditch. And what we've done is we have cut slots into that ditch. So you see here where it's gone down to this really orange, but on this bit it isn't. That's because we've got to the bottom of where the archaeology is there. So we've got down to the natural geology. So this we can say is a Roman ditch because we've got Roman pottery coming out of it, and we've used that pottery to date the ditch. And you can see over here we've got this really long one that goes down. We've got loads of slots for it.
Yeah.
But that is probably a boundary ditch to the backs of buildings that were on the Roman road. So think of it like your back gardens, backyard sort of plots. That there is probably a tree. So this big black hole here is probably a tree, that there.
Any idea what type of tree?
It'll be an apple or a pear tree. It'll be from the orchard.
Wow.
And then under here we've got Roman walls. So they're underneath the tarpaulins. But we have a Roman building there that's got, it's also got a burial underneath one of the walls. But yeah, we've got a Roman building that's been built onto where that ditch is. And then all of these stones here, this was had like huge amounts of stone. As you can see in the spoil over there, there's loads of stone. That's all rubble that's from when that building has basically fallen down.
Wow.
And then it's been spread. underneath it's now been backfilled, but where those fences are, we had a pit that was about 3 meters deep, and we had just under 30 pots come out of it, either complete or partially complete, all come out of just this one pit. So they're probably offerings to the gods, something like that.
Yeah.
So it might be that someone's left leaving the place, or and they're making an offering, or the feature's gone out of use and they're saying like thank you for it. But it probably actually represents at least 2 different depositions of pots because there was layers of them. So yeah, and as I said, over there was a cemetery. Up by the fence we had the backs of buildings, and yeah, we're still excavating it. Once we take up next year, the plan is we'll take up that wall and see what's underneath it. Again, there's cobbles here that we'll have to see what's underneath, and then we're probably going to be taking up the spoil heap here and excavating underneath that.
You gonna go any further that way?
So this site is a scheduled monument, so that's the highest level of heritage protection that you can get in the UK. So sites like Stonehenge or Hadrian's Wall, they're scheduled monuments as well.
Wow. Yeah.
So basically, if we want to replace a fence post here, we have to get planning permission and have to get permission from Historic England. We are working with Historic England. We would like to excavate in that field, but we still need to have those conversations.
Of course.
But we, because the thing is archaeology costs money. You know, we were able to offer, lots of opportunities for people. We have school groups coming around, but we need to make sure that we have a plan to actually write up what we find, because otherwise you're just basically destroying stuff that's never going to be written up, and the Ark is full of stuff like that. So we're making sure that everything is being researched and looked at by specialists, and then making reports that people can then read about it. And once we're at that stage, then we can talk to Historic England and hopefully go and excavate in the walled area.
So what do you do with the site once it's been run dry?
So this will be backfilled, and then we can use this field for something else.
I mean, so you'll turn it all back into grass.
Yeah, well, the plan is hopefully to potentially reconstitute the orchard. So this is a Victorian orchard. So, and we know some of the trees that are missing because they were destroyed, at some point in like the 80s or earlier. We have the tags that were found through the archaeological excavations. So we know some of the species of trees that we had in the orchard that aren't there anymore. So we'll be able to say, right, we've got a Sar apple or something.
Is that an apple there?
I think that's an apple. Yeah, there's an apple and there's a few pears as well.
I think that's a green pear I can see up there.
Yeah, and that one there over by the wall, I think, is pears as well.
Wow.
So yeah, but the hope is that we might be able to, maybe not the whole field, but then we can use it for other things as well. We'd like to do some kind of experimental archaeology and stuff like that here.
Yeah,
so,
definitely.
Yeah.
So many opportunities.
And then we're working on trying to do a project to restore the greenhouse as well.
Is this the greenhouse?
Yeah, so when the project took place, that wasn't included within it. So we're looking at hopefully getting funding for a second project to restore the greenhouse.
It's just amazing how much stuff there is here, locally. Yeah. I think we've gone round now to all these different places now and collected so much about the Nen Valley as a whole.
The Wildlife Trust, and we were at Castle Ashby Fisheries the other day.
Oh, cool.
On the hunt for a kingfisher, which we did see.
You did see one? Oh, that's good.
We
that's
didn't
not
get
bad.
Good, but we've been talking to Katie King, and the fact there is so much locally going on. That is just so exciting. Because more part of the thing for me is that animals like bats and kingfishers and all that I consider to be exotic. They're actually quite common in the country. That's what I love about doing this, because I think, oh my god, to see a beaver, it's like it doesn't feel like it should be in the UK.
Been extinct for.
And then all of this being so close to home, it's like our home is boring, or our home is like.
But it's not. The thing is all of the towns are all historic towns. It's a historic landscape. It has been heavily kind of changed. There's lots of things where there's been developments, or Wellingborough is probably 3 times the size of what it was, or maybe 5 times the size of what it was 100 years ago. But it is a landscape that is constantly developing, and there is a lot of stuff.
Like a real bird.
When it came to the 17th century, people set out to drain the whole entire fenlands. Ditches, sluices and pumping stations all turned marshland into farmland. The Nen itself was engineered with cuts and locks to make it fully navigable. Barges carried coal, timber, bricks and food between the Midlands and the coast. I'm scared of this stick. No, watch this, watch this. Oh! No, he did it. It's like, nah man, I've already got grass. They're just doing it for fun. You know, as much as the River Nen has carried and helped people for thousands of years, it's also struggling. Across Britain, UK rivers are in a pretty bad state. Pollution, overuse and climate change is why many of our rivers aren't as healthy as they should be. And the River Nen is no exception. That's why organisations like the Rivers Trust has come in to help, but they can't do it alone. So that's where we come in. And if we want the River Nen and other rivers to last 1,000 years more, it all starts with us. So, we're just back at Old Spartan Lock, where we started our journey, and today we're going to be testing the water for any impurities. So we're going to be testing for like nitrates and phosphates. So this is the Water Blitz survey. So it's by the Freshwater Watch or something like that. So they send you a little package, and basically here, it's the 21st of September today, so almost a month after our walk. You know, this day specifically, everybody who's got sent these test kits go out to a local, you know, body of water, obviously fresh water, and test their local area and see, you know, if there's any impurities, do a survey on it, and just basically just give them a bunch of data so they can, you know, help like resolve any issues, or like see like the issues that they might need to resolve. So today we're going to be testing nitrates and phosphates, like I said. So these are like nutrient based things, so stuff like fertilizer from like farms and that, like could run off into the river, and that will increase all the nutrients. It's called eutrophication, I believe. And stuff like what else causes nitrates and phosphate spikes? Sewage. So, stuff like sewage, especially like, yeah.
Oh, down by the marina, I was there earlier.
Yeah.
It stunk of like sulfur and sewage. It was gross.
By the marina, and it's flowing this way, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we might get some of that pop up on our test.
Smells like poo.
Kit. Yeah, so just stuff like that, and that's the type of stuff that will spike the nutrients, and that will basically, with very high nitrates and phosphates, that will cause like lots of algae blooms and lots of plant growth to happen, and that algae bloom can like almost block sunlight for other plants to grow and almost like take over the river, and it's just disgusting and it's just all out of balance. So really this is going to be, let's say it's quite important actually, just to give the Freshwater Watch an idea on what the state of these rivers are in. So without further ado, let's get on with the survey. Right, so what is step one, Elliot?
Collect your water sample using your container.
Yep.
Avoid disturbing the bottom.
Yep.
Rinse your measurement cup twice using your sample water.
Okay.
Then fill the cup halfway line, to the halfway line.
So fill the cup that George has got. So we got to rinse this out twice and then just get a big scoop of water. Right. Time to scoop up some water, guys. So we've got to be very careful here because this is quite far. So we're going to go and scoop up some of this water right now, but we need to rinse it out twice. That's twice, so it's nice and rinsed, because you think about it, I've just washed this out with tap water and that could hinder the results. So now we've just rinsed it, now it's been washed out with actual river water we can use a test for. And did it say collect from below the waterline?
Yeah. So don't just scoop it.
Like I just did. Like this.
That would make sense, yeah.
Oh, I thought there was a fish in there for a minute.
There we go, there's our sample. There we go. Right, so step 2, Elliot.
Rinse the measurement cup twice using your sample water.
Yeah. Now, what we want to do, strip that one off, and we need to make sure we keep this. Rinse this out twice, yeah?
Yep.
Nice and rinsed out. Now what?
Now fill the cup to the halfway line, 1.5 milliliters.
So I'm guessing
Be
it's that.
precise.
So 1.5 milliliters. No.
Be precise.
I'm being precise. Oh wait. Wait, it might be on it.
Oh wait, yeah.
That's on it. Good. Whoa!
For the nitrate one, remove.
Which one? Which was the nitrate one?
The
yeah,
pin.
PO4 NO3. So the nitrate's NO3.
Remove the yellow pin and squeeze the tube.
Put that in my pocket. I'm not littering. Yeah.
Let go of the tube so that it sucks up all the water from the cup. Whoa!
Whoa.
At exactly 3 minutes, place the nitrate on the colour chart.
Okay, 3 minutes, guys.
While in shade.
In the shade. We've got horses in the background. We've got the sun setting. Look how polluted our river is.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god.
Where's the colour chart?
Oh, I've got it.
Oh yes, you can.
What? Why is
Mate,
it,
that's the worst one. That's the darkest.
why is it blue?
It's kind of sad, isn't it? What the hell? It looks so clear. It looks so clear.
That's terrible.
Let me just show the horse spot. We're just testing the river, yeah? We just want your opinion on the amount of pollution there is in this river right now. The timer's not up yet, and guess what? Look, it's already 10. How do you... Yeah, I'll wait. Yeah, look.
Oh no.
No.
I'm trying to do a science experiment here.
You're so soft.
So, can you
I think kicked you, bro.
Can you not? So, obviously the horse does not care about the pollution of the river, but we do. And we need to do something about this. Guys, it's just reached 3 minutes. We're about to read it. In the shade, what do you guys think it is? Hey, guys, come. Come. Horse. What do you guys think it is?
Pretty damn bad.
Is it? Do you think it's 10? Right, so that is 10, isn't it? Is that 10? Is that seriously 10?
Probably something like that.
Okay, so we're saying this is 10, yeah? We're saying this is 10.
Yeah.
Are we gonna say this is 10?
Yeah, that's pretty shocking.
Right, should we write that down somewhere?
Yep.
Right, so now we're gonna do test number 2, which is phosphates. Now this one, if this is high, I'm gonna be concerned because phosphates is even worse. We're gonna remove the strip. Okay, put it in there. So if this changes colour, I'm gonna be surprised. Nitrates, everybody, even though it's 10, it is actually at a survivable rate. Fish can survive in nitrates with 10. In the aquarium hobby, because I used to do aquarium hobby, fish, you could have nitrates up to 50.
Oh,
and fish would survive. It's not very healthy. It's not but the fish will survive. Corals is a different story. But if phosphates were higher than like a 1, that is concerning. They need to be at least under 1. It usually needs to be below 0.05. So I'll be concerned if this changes colour, which is not at the minute, which is good. It's not going as fast. That's good. Right, so the alarm's just gone up, and you can see there is a slight discoloration in there. So, oh, the heron's barking at us. Is it 0.5? No. Do you think, is it 0.1? No. Is it 0.1?
No, go up 1.
0.2?
Yeah.
Should we say 0.2? 0.2. 0.2?
Yeah.
0.2. Right, there we go, there's our results. So we've got 10 and 0.2. So we've got high nutrient concentrations in nitrates and moderate nutrient concentrations in phosphates.
And ideally we want them to be
low.
Low. I mean, you know, nitrates and phosphates, they are good because plants need them to grow.
Yeah.
They need the nutrients to grow, but having excessive amounts from, like, I guess, you know, there's a lot of agriculture up there. There's definitely a lot of farmers up there. Yeah. When the rain washes all the fertilizer down the valley, it will just go into the river. Yeah. And it'll just pollute the river. That's simple. That's what it's doing down there. Unless there's sewage up there, what Elliot's talking about, it's just going downstream.
Oh my God, it stunk so bad.
Right, so site name, please. So we'll call it River Nen. River Nen. Olsbarton Lock. That's fine. They could tell what that is. A river. That's good. That's good, right? That's freshwater body type, it's a river. What's the main land use within 50 metres? So
Agricultural land.
Agricultural. What is the main bank vegetation? So what we've got on the bank?
Got, grass and small plants.
So, yeah, we've recorded that. Yep. Done. Send it off. Send off.
Well done.
There we have it, everybody. So that is basically the Great Freshwater Watch. So I don't know when the next one will be, but when the next one happens, I very much encourage all of you guys to, you know, join in. It's free to request a test kit. We've had a lot of fun, haven't we? I mean, it was kind of funny. Just like testing all of it. It was surprising, the horses, exactly, and seeing all of that. But also, if you can't wait for that, there's actually also another app which they use. It's called the Big River Watch. So this is more tailored to rivers, not just freshwater bodies. But if I just show the app right now, basically it's this app that you can download called the Big River Watch, and it's literally a survey. So you can just fill out like what you can see in the river. So you know the trees, what colour the river is, if there's any pollution, if there's any wildlife, and that will just send off and put it on the database as well, which will help them as well. But other than that, guys, thanks for watching this segment, and should we get back to the walk? Yeah. Let's get back to the walk. So we've just passed through Wiz Beach, and Wiz Beach is the place we are hunkering down for the night in. But obviously, it looks like, well, we are now leaving it a little bit. That's because we've actually got a very, very special accommodation booked, which requires us to go a little bit north of Wiz Beach. We're not going to spoil too much. You'll see it in just a moment. But yeah, we thought it would be a little bit more adventurous because it's the last night, you know, than the average travel lodge, really. So yeah. Let's get to it, shall we?
Finally made it to our very, very special accommodation, which is of course Glamping with Llamas, hosted by Chris and Tina, a lovely couple. We were very fortunate to find such a lovely place to stay, seeing it is our last night doing this walk, and we wanted something really, really special to celebrate it with. This was our treat, after all. And my parents came and they've done us a barbecue, and so we have some food tomorrow, so we don't have to buy lunch and we don't have to stop as much. It's all sorted. We feel very prepared for the last day, that we have already made this poor caravan a mess. Elliot doesn't have a bed at the moment. All evening we spent our time in the garden, just, you know, eating barbecue, burgers and hot dogs. Looking at the llamas.
Honestly, the llamas are amazing, aren't they? They're honest, and they're so tame. I mean, you can go right up to one and they just don't care.
They just look at you like...
literally. And the thing is as well, it's like, they're free roaming. It's not like they're in an enclosure and you can't like interact with them. This caravan is in the field with the llamas in it.
It's it's actually just an insane opportunity.
There's also a chicken coop right next to us.
And there's a chicken coop.
So at 6 AM, woke up nice and early.
Natural alarm clock.
But they also had a hot tub, which we have enjoyed using, which of course our hosts, Chris and Tina, generously allowed us to use free of charge. Fantastic people, I definitely recommend coming out here. We've also, most recently, while we were showering, noticed that on the horizon, right across the wash from us, there is actually a lightning storm going on.
No.
Moving away from us towards
Just moving into the North Sea.
North Sea, and we got to see the lightning on the horizon, which was just insane. But we've just been out star watching, stargazing.
Don't mention, literally the stars. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, the stars.
The light pollution is.
Now we're back in here, and we're just debriefing and reflecting on the last few days. It has been a turbulent 3 days.
It's been great.
First day was our light-ish day. Second day was everything we'd built up to be, and to be honest, I think today has been the hardest.
Yeah.
Mentally, as you'll see in the footage you've seen today, was just flat, repetitive ground.
Yeah.
Elliot's feet, obviously, he's had to push through with terrible injury. And me and Harry's bag broke.
You'll notice halfway through the day I gained 2 sticks to help me walk.
From my parents.
Yeah.
You will notice halfway through as well of the day, my bag suddenly changes. Thanks to our lovely support crew, aka our parents or George's parents, especially for today, just swapped my bag over. Literally, like just walking this whole entire route, it's honestly like the whole entire thing. It just made us realise like how amazing this journey has been. Like just thinking back all the way to the start, it's just been it's just surreal now. It's just properly so surreal. Like we've walked here.
Yeah.
This is like an hour.
118 kilometres.
This is like an hour away in the car, isn't it? Or like an hour and a half away in the car now, and we've walked it 118 kilometres. That just feels so surreal, and all the things we've seen along the way is local to our river, and it's just generally like amazing. Like to see and just experience.
See animals.
You know.
I think I've said before that my biggest thing is we see animals and plants that I didn't know weren't exotic.
We've seen so many deer.
The deer sanctuary yesterday.
And yesterday, yeah. But also today we saw so much just free running wild deer.
Yeah.
Like just, I think because we've just spent so much time outside. Like it's not like they're rare in a way. They're quite quite common in this area. But just because we've been outside,
it's rare
so
to
much,
find us outside, isn't it?
Yeah.
The green woodpecker.
We've seen it loads of times. We haven't, green woodpeckers. They used to be very exotic to us when we only saw them like every now and then, or maybe heard one and never seen one. But because we've exposed ourselves to being outside for such long periods of time, our chances of seeing these things have just increased.
And
like
the kingfisher,
rapidly.
of course.
I also
kingfishers.
I saw a kingfish for the first time and saw one dive. We all saw one dive.
Oh yeah, we saw one fish.
This morning we saw kingfisher fish in Peterborough, and it's like we saw one the night before. Yeah, when we're going into Peterborough as well. So we've seen what, 2 kingfishers? Maybe was there?
We saw one yesterday.
Peterborough seems to be the place to.
Peterborough seems to be the kingfisher place.
Yeah.
But I feel like at the same time, I think we're just like we said, if we went out in Old Spartan at the bottom of the River Nent and just exposed ourselves to how long we would be out now walking for hours, we'll see one. It's just the fact of like we've just been outside for this long.
It's a choice you make to be so patient.
Yeah, exactly.
Coming out here, you have to wait for these things.
Exactly.
And you have to commit. Like, okay, I didn't see it today, but maybe I'll see it the next day.
Exactly.
And even though you might go out and it won't be the first time, you won't see it the first time. If you really think that it's a valuable use of your time, you will come back again and again and again. Sticking to this documentary, even though it's been like, oh my god, B-roll, oh my god, A-roll, like I can barely read. Like nights like this where we're just exhausted, but we want to record everything.
I know, because we want to just show people like how how great your local
how much
area
we're
is.
missing out on.
Exactly how much you just miss out on in just like.
I bet there's bats out right now.
Definitely.
There's probably bloody owls flipping.
And there's
buzzing
definitely
around.
rabbits in the fields.
Yeah.
And also, we've been so lucky to meet up with these people who've given us interviews and information, which gives us more insight into our local area. And
they've given so much backbone to this walk.
Like we've had Ben from Chester House, we've had Kay King from Wildlife Trust, and we have Keith from.
Who we actually saw.
We saw him on the trip.
We did, yeah.
And there's also the appearances of I think 1 or 2 we got on camera, or people we met along the trail.
And Andy Alexander.
Yep.
And Tristan's owner.
And Tristan's owner, we don't know his name.
Yeah, we only know.
He was
Right,
lovely.
been the guy right at the beginning, but like they're just both lovely, and also we've met people off camera as well, but we haven't recorded.
Charles, thank you for his £20 donation.
He donated £20
in the
to
Crown
just
Inn
give him-
in Elton.
Elton Crown Inn, absolutely amazing guy. But everyone's just so nice when I was like, even today, like some guy rolled down his window and it's like, oh, where are you up to, lads?
We were waiting for we'd click the
pedestrian crossing.
Crossing, and he just rolled on his window and started having a chat with us. It's like, people are so kind.
He was so enthusiastic as well.
He was so
and he was probably just like, wow. And it's like, and it's just
people are just interested.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's wonderful.
So we have some questions that we we wrote before going on this trip. So we're going to go and ask these questions now and see what our answers are to. So the first question is, what has been the biggest surprise about our local area? I've got one.
Go on.
Beavers.
I was going to say that Beavers was my first.
I think that's the best. I think
Beavers
but
are so cool.
extinct. They've been extinct for years. I mean, I'm trying to think now, like, because
I think the amount of Roman heritage was a massive surprise
For me, it's just the abundance of stuff, like creatures we have.
Yeah.
Because obviously
and the kingfish, that is such a surprise. I mean, it is the wildlife as well, isn't it? Yeah. It's just seeing those kingfishers.
Recently there've been so much more muntjac locally. I don't know why.
Not necessarily a good thing.
Very controversial, but yeah, we won't get into it now, won't we? It's a whole other story.
Basically, the wildlife from all of us.
I think that's the most surprising thing, the wildlife, Beavers especially. Do you think people underestimate what's on their doorstep?
Yes.
100%. It all links
I
back.
think when you grow up in one place, I think this is maybe not be all people, but when you grow up in the same place all your life,
you have this baseline, you have this expectation.
Yeah, you have this expectation that I'm used to this is boring, but when you step just outside of that comfort zone,
you
realise that
maybe
your home is
walking
a lot larger. Yeah,
like maybe walking 140 kilometres. Yeah, highly recommended.
Yeah, just outside.
You just get outside your comfort zone there if you do that. Honestly, it's an eye opener when you walk 140 kilometres across the Fenlands.
Oh my god!
I mean, the Fenlands is unlike anything I've ever seen, and hopefully nothing like anything I'll ever see again.
Literally.
It was so upsetting.
It was cool to look at for the first kilometre. It was fun.
Oh my god! And it was like,
oh wow,
are we there yet? So people do underestimate what they see on their doorstep. Yeah, there's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
If someone asks why they should walk their local river, what would you say now?
Good luck.
Fair enough.
If someone asks why they should
walk their local river,
because it'll connect you with the entire country.
I think the fact that it's local, the fact I would love to go up into Scotland and walk in Scotland, but it feels detached. It feels like a detached mission.
This is still our river.
We have to drive up to Scotland and stuff. But the fact that we haven't stepped foot in a car for all 3 days.
We walked,
and we're here in Wisbech.
I feel like there's something about doing it that's for everyone.
I think there's something very, very satisfying about walking your local river from basically your home. If you've got like a river that runs through the place you live or something, 100%. If there's like a route along it, or if you can plan a route, go for it and just try and walk it, because it's generally very, very satisfying, isn't it?
It's a really rewarding experience.
Yeah. But I know we've been pretty good, to be honest,
on navigation.
One hiccup, which wasn't really
a hiccup.
We were just tired and we just wanted to try and take a shortcut. Literally,
it was like 50 meters.
50 meters. To be fair, we did not get insanely lost.
So,
day 4 tomorrow.
Day 4 tomorrow.
We reached the lighthouse.
How are you feeling?
All our cinematography into it.
Why? But how do you feel about it? It's sad that this is our last night.
How long? When did we first plan this?
It's been 5 months planning this. Yeah, that just proves it doesn't take that long to plan. This
to train,
or to train as well.
Yeah.
To research.
Anyways, day 4 tomorrow. How do you feel about it? It's the last day. How do you feel about we're
going home tomorrow?
We're going home tomorrow, and it won't be tomorrow even. It'll be whenever we get there, and we want to go home. Like it's gonna be quite sad that we're not walking anymore, but at the same time,
Honestly, I just don't know what to say.
It's generally speechless. Like we're in such a like lucky place right now. Like just in the middle of like a field with llamas in it.
But yeah, it's been a pleasure.
It has been a pleasure.
And we hope you enjoyed watching it.
Yeah, and brace yourselves for the final day. Okay.
And we will too. Yeah, apparently.
3, 2.
See you at the lighthouse. That's what we're gonna say.
That was tragic.
Just end it there. Say goodbye.
The journey was always more than the walk itself. The journey, the walk from Elsbarton to the Wash, it was a big part of it, but we still had the fundraising aspect, the communicating with local organisations, and this, producing a documentary. So by the time we got to the lighthouse, it was a little bit underwhelming because we knew we hadn't actually finished. There wasn't that sense of accomplishment yet, despite the 4-day, the 140 kilometres being such an achievement in itself. And we all agree now that we could have gone a little bit longer if we had to. At the same time, Elliot had been limping for 3 days. We were exhausted, we were low on supplies and energy. And so it was a good place to stop. But it's there's almost that element of being proud of yourself that you could have done more, but you still did good.
If Journey to the Lighthouse was just a walk that didn't involve any filming, then we probably would have started planning it a lot closer to the date. Most hikes can be planned in a month before the whole entire the start date. But because we wanted to craft that story and we wanted to craft that this 3-episode documentary, we had to start half a year in advance. You plan a story, so then you have purpose to go out. It was never meant to be, stuck to. It was almost just a starting point. We almost just craft our own story, when we're out there.
So when we were coming up, around that farm area, kind of all this straw on the ground, my foot was in a really uncomfortable position, so I kind of lifted up, lifted my toes up, trying to move it in my shoe, because as we found out at the end of the walk, my shoes were way too small for me. I lifted up and my foot cramped really bad, right in the center of my foot, and every step felt like my foot was broken. I actually felt like my foot was snapped in half. It was terrible. My favourite part of the walk, I don't know, the hot tub.
Really?
No, the hot tub was great, but my favourite part of actually walking, the Fenlands were cool, but they got boring quick. I liked walking, you know what, at the start of day 2, I think it started day 2 when we were kind of walking through that wooded area and kind of going through all the first, and then we came up just between Titchmarsh and
yes, with the bridges.
With the bridges, and then there was this kind of church up upon a hill as well. Kind of we're kind of down in the valley a little bit. It was so nice.
Good morning, well, I'd say good afternoon now, everybody. Welcome to the final day of Journey to the Lighthouse.
We are coming up on Sutton Bridge. As you can see behind me, we're at Sutton Bridge. Just 6 more kilometers to go until the beach.
Very exciting times. We made it to Sutton Bridge. It's a bit windy, but we're having a 10-minute power break, and we're going to crack onto the coast.
.4:17 in the afternoon. Look back, can't even see Sutton Bridge. In 2 kilometers, we stood by Sir Peter Scott's.
Cheering for us.
Sir Peter Scott's lighthouse, and it's just starting to rain.
Typical British weather. As soon as we finish our 140 kilometre walk, it starts raining. Typical. But let's get there, shall we? Boys, we've done it. We are so close. Just over there is the lighthouse.
At every instance along our river, along every river, the water never remains the same. It carves meanders, winds about towns, through fields and woodland, but the contents rushes on, no drop sitting in place, driving towards whatever may be next. What remains is the memory, the imprint left upon the earth, in the peat beds and the shaken rock, a fingerprint of ghosts grazing home with one hand, gone in a mere instant. Some rivers do not run, they may simply stroll. Others sprint, dash at dire speeds, cutting the land without thought. Some flood, some dry, yet all leave their mark. And even when rivers are full drained, channels of what once was, the impact they made will always remain.
It, boys. How do you feel?
Excited.
Getting a bit emotional.
Yeah. I'm really
tears. Don't really feel anything.
I'm feeling good, is what I'm feeling.
Feeling good. We've made it, nonetheless, at the lighthouse. So let's go and walk to the sea then, boys, shall we? One final push to the ocean. This is where the river then ends. Crazy. Don't really feel anything.
I'm feeling good, is what I'm feeling.
lighthouse stands on the cliff, spending its life guiding ships to and from its shores. A guardian of the coast with a light that shines on for miles, illuminating legions of untapped potential. Potential for more adventure, more journeys, and more opportunities to break limits. This lighthouse, though being the finish line for our journey, is truly the start line for so many others. A starting place for us and many others to embark forward, fight forward, brave the fog that even the light cannot cut. The lighthouse only takes us so far. Our journey to the lighthouse couldn't ever be our end. It was simply the first steps in a longer journey. A journey beyond the lighthouse.
That was when I